Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this session, our Beach Connection session with our lovely counseling and psychological services team. If you have not met me already, I'm Nina Luxon. I'm the program coordinator, so I mainly work with parents and families all throughout the academic year. And if you went to parent and family orientation, you have likely already seen me. So I see a couple of names in here that sound pretty familiar. We're happy to have you back. Our Beach Connection sessions are usually really helpful. We do these with campus partners to make sure that parents have information for various campus offices. Today's is for counseling and psychological services. We ask folks throughout the presentation, please remain muted just to minimize distraction. We want to make sure that our presenter is fully clear and that we can hear everything that they're saying. And if you have any questions throughout today's presentation, you can go to the very bottom where you'll see more and three dots. In there, you will see Q&A. If you could please submit any questions that you have into the Q&A box, that would be the best way, just because it's a lot easier for us to track Q&A questions and make sure that everybody's questions are being answered through the Q&A, not the chat box. If you can avoid the chat box, that would be helpful. Try to enter questions into the Q&A as much as you can. But with that, I will go ahead and introduce Edilu with Counseling and Psychological Services to begin their presentation.
Hi, everyone. Lovely to see some background pictures. My name is Eddie Liu. I am a peer program coordinator for Rising Tides that works under the Counseling and Psychological Services. I am here to provide you some helpful information that you will definitely may need to provide to your student. So we are an office that is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. and our phone number is listed there, like any office number. We provide free mental health services to all our students seeking a degree. And who are we? Like I said, we provide free and confidential counseling services to students. Our team is made up of counselors that are licensed. We have our admin team that supports the front desk. We also have our peer program coordinators, which is myself, and we have our peer educators, which is students that work in our Rising Tides team. And we have our outreach coordinator, who is amazing. He definitely coordinates a lot of events with our campus partners to promote our services here. So I know it's not ideal, but we are moving this fall temporarily to the foundation building. If you visit a campus, we're currently in Brotman Hall by the fountain, but during fall and possibly spring, we're going to be going to the foundation building, room 332. It is close to Outpost. It's a food hub that a lot of students go, but I'm just thinking accessible to food and mental health services. Like I said, it might be just for the year, hopefully just till spring. So we offer different services here at CAPS. We do individual counseling, which is 6 to 8 sessions. It is short term. It is case by case. We do refer out. We do have managers that we connect with, and they refer our students to low cost individual therapy or any therapy services. We do group counseling, which is just having our counselors meet with our students who kind of process more feelings. And then we have our workshops, which just kind of build skills. Like we have this workshop called the Anxiety Toolbox, which is finding skills to cope with anxiety. One of our services is our on-call walk-in crisis counseling, which I will talk about in a little bit. We have our gender care team, which is a trans care team to provide services to transgender diverse. We have our drop-in community spaces that I'll talk about in a little bit. We also have Let's Talk, which is informal sessions with counselors, and those can be booked in online. And we have Rising Tides, which I mentioned. I am one of the peer program coordinators for our peer wellness program. So we are very old school. For a lot of students, we don't have online accessibility. The way students make appointments are through the phone by calling our number or coming in person during our office hours Monday through Friday. once a student makes an appointment, they can do the consultation over Zoom. So we do have that available, like to for students to meet with the counselors via Zoom. But initiating the consultation has to be through phone or in person, and then they will be required to complete CAS paperwork on the day that they come in. It's standard like an office. Also, I know I had mentioned what we offer here. Our drop-ins communities, there's no need for them to be a CAPS client. This is just different drop-in spaces for students to build community. So we have Sister Friends, which is for any woman that identifies as a Black woman, Latinas at the beach, for any woman that identifies as Latina. We have Sticky Rice, which is for Asian Pacific Islander, Jessie. We have Rainbow Cafe, which is another drop-in space for queer trans questioning, gender identity, or sexuality. We also have Buddies Connect at the beach, which is an open space for any student, which I will talk about more what Rising Tides offers in a little bit, but it's a space for any student that wants to take a break and de-stress. And then Thoughtful Thursday is also part of Rising Tides. Last year we were at the Japanese Garden. This year we are doing a collaboration with Beach Balance, which is the part of the rec. We're trying to do something more of a mindful space. So we're very excited because that is a new collaboration, but that will be happening this fall, close to the foundation building. As mentioned, we have the Let's Talk, which is a one-on-one consultation with the CAPS counselor for undergraduate and graduate spaces. They have BMAC, someone that will support BMAC resident life, Black, Latina, at APID, non-traditional students, beach parents, Pride Talk, all students on campus. As mentioned, these students can make their appointments via bookings on our website. And yeah, it's just whenever they need a space, they can have a brief conversation with the counselor. It doesn't have to be an extended like 6 to 8 sessions. And as mentioned earlier, we have our crisis counseling. What is considered a crisis for a lot of students, sometimes they're gonna be navigating a lot of things here on campus as far as workload, school load, right, personal life, and at points we've had students that can't seem to be going on with their day, and we are here for support. So if a student would be going through a crisis episode, they can come to our office or they can call us at any time. After 5 p.m., it is transferred to a third-party line, so they always have support. And then for some students that don't want to come or call, they will text the line 72741 is our campus beach text line. They will text beach, and it is also a third party that is not affiliated with CAPS, but it's another form of support when the student is going through a crisis. And Rising Tides, which again, I am one of the peer program coordinators, is a peer wellness program. We were known as Project Ocean a couple years ago, and what we offer is peer mentorship. We do suicide prevention trainings, which we're launching again this year to all campuses. We are actually coordinating right now with different colleges to offer that in the specific colleges. Our events are mainly to build community, right, and just kind of give students a break from all the stress. And we also do a lot of outreach, which we provide our resources of CAPS and our drop-in space. This program is created, it's led and ran by students. So a lot of these students bring ideas to our team and we do different events. So they pretty much tell us, right, what students are, what's trendy and what's something that students would like as a break. So it's a really neat program and very proud to be part of it. And we're excited to have a lot of events this upcoming year. And pretty much our program for Rising Tides is our Buddies Connect, which I mentioned in the beginning. We have a weekly drop-in space that meets on Wednesdays. We are still confirming location, but we do different activities like as you see here, we have painting on a little canvas, or we do bracelets. It's like I said, a break for students and um, making friends and new relationships. We also do pop-ups. Sometimes we've had popcorn and movies, just like I said, another space for students to come and relax and take a break. We had our mental health conference last year. It was called All Hearts Heard. We talked about the 8 dimensions of wellness, and we had different campus partners collaborate with us. Um, it was really nice. We had tacos and just kind of sharing the resources with the students and just building community again. We also have another event that's usually at the end of the year, CHOSM, but this year we're gonna have a mini series of these events, which is another space where students just get together. We offer food or just a different activity. Once again, for students to take a break and de-stress. And as I mentioned, we do suicide prevention training, which we will be offering in fall for all students. So we also have Beach Wellness. So Beach Wellness is the umbrella of all the health and wellness needs. Pretty much that QR code will take you to all what we like student health services. So it's just kind of a quick link for for you to see all the lists in case of instead of searching those health and wellness partners. And also Find Help Now is also another forum to connect and get support for crisis. And if you would like to learn more about CAPS, like we are located in the foundation building. That is our office number and our email address, and also our Instagram where we post events and for students to find us and attend. We also promote our events on Events and Arts. And I think that's it. I'm not sure there's any questions.
Not currently seeing any questions. If anybody does have questions, please feel free to either put them in the Q&A, or we have a smaller group today, so you could put them in the chat if you would like, or you could even unmute and ask a question. But want to make sure that all of your questions are getting answered. We'll probably leave it for just a few minutes to make sure that if anybody's typing, they get their questions answered. Okay, we did get a question in the Q&A. It says one of your slides mentioned parents. What was that in reference to?
One of the slides.
Yes, that's what they said.
Let me. Aaron. Oh, yes, it was the informal session of Let's Talk. So it's for beach parents. So students that are parents, they can come to this to Let's Talk, which is an informal consultation with a CAPS counselor. So they can get support if they just want to have like a brief conversation or talk to somebody. There is someone that is designated to talk to beach parents.
Great. What other questions do we all have?
When is it going to get cooler?
Okay, well, if you're thinking of those questions, I'm going to go ahead and, okay, just kidding. Before I do that, we do have a question. What do you have to support test anxiety?
Yes, so part of our group workshops, we have this workshop called Anxiety Toolbox, which is a, a workshop that helps students navigate and process. So they usually meet like about 6 to 8 weeks. they do have to be referred in after seeing a counselor to the workshop, to the group workshops. But that is a tool for students to navigate um, and cope with anxiety.
And also, I want to tag on to that question. Not that it relates directly to CAPS, but there are some students who have, especially if they're communicating with a therapist or if they have a diagnosed debilitating anxiety case, they can receive services through the Bob Murphy Access Center, which is our Center for Students with Disabilities. They can go and see somebody, have a consultation, and sometimes that results in BMAC, Bob Murphy Access Center, providing students with accommodations for classes and for tests in particular. So if there is a specific need for a student to have additional testing time or to have a controlled environment to take a test to alleviate some of the anxiety or to aid in any sort of support for a disability or, generally consulting with a BMAC representative will be helpful because they'll be able to provide accommodations for your student if they have any testing anxiety or things like that. But that's a conversation I think with first with CAPS, but then also maybe with BMAC to see if there's any support that they can offer to your student. Okay, he said, okay, thanks. Yes. I'm not seeing any other questions currently. So while we wait for a couple more to come in, and if we don't have any more come in, that's totally okay. I'm going to drop some links into the chat. So the first link is for parent and family orientation. If you have not attended parent and family orientation yet, I would highly encourage it. We cover a lot of really helpful information as part of parent orientation. Health and wellness is a section of it, but we talk about finances, we talk about student involvement, we talk about a lot of really helpful things. So I would definitely encourage you to sign up for orientation if you have not already. We also have our Beach Family newsletter, which is the second link. This is for our parents. This is our bi-weekly newsletter that has all things campus information, which will be really, really helpful for you all. It's got updates, campus updates, news, tips, resources, upcoming events, and it's really the main way that we communicate with parents and families. So sign up for that. And then lastly, this presentation, all of our Beach Connection sessions, but especially this presentation is being recorded. So this will be put onto our YouTube page for later viewing. In case you would like to access the information again or see the presentation again, you should see that put up on our YouTube as early as tomorrow. And that link is put into the chat so that you can review that at a later time if you would like to. We'll give a last call for any questions and feel free to either put it in the chat or unmute or anything that you would like to know. Don't be shy, y'all. Could I restate what BMAC stands for? Yes, BMAC stands for the Bob Murphy Access Center. I will actually go ahead and look up the website and put the link in the chat so that you can look over their resources and look over how your student could communicate with somebody at BMAC. Oh wait, this one is registration steps for new students. So let me go ahead and send that link into the chat. Bob Murphy Access Center. And there is the link for you. So that link takes you to a page which is new registration steps for new students. If you think your student would benefit from some sort of accommodations for a disability or for anything that they really discuss with a BMAC advisor, that's the place to do it, and they'll be able to best guide your student to get that support. Signed up, thanks, might attend family orientation. My student got off the wait list, very minimal info so far. Yes, okay, so that is a perfect example. If your student just got off the wait list, first of all, congratulations. We're really happy to hear that. We're excited to welcome you and your student to the beach. I would definitely encourage you to sign up for parent orientation. We cover, like I said, health and wellness, and CAPS is a piece of it, but we cover so many things. It's a half-day program. And we talk about health and wellness. We also talk about finances, financial aid, student financial services. We talk about students getting involved. We talk about various other things that are really helpful for you to know. And we give a tour of campus. And so you can look up all of that information on our website, or if you click on that link to register, it will also list what parent and family orientation entails. And there's a resource fair in the morning where you might see Edelou out in the fountain area during the resource fair.
You get to see me in person.
Yes, and you'll see both of us in person. Okay. A question that we just got in the chat or in the Q&A, what services are free of charge and what are fee-based?
For caps, it's all free.
Everything in CAPS is free.
Yes, everything in caps is free. So yeah, we don't have any other piece unless the student is referred out and they have to go through like a lot low cost therapy therapist, but that could be the only thing. But we don't charge. Everything's included in the tuition. So we always encourage students like this is free. There's other universities that do charge for counseling. So we always recommend it. You're something you're paying for if you need it, use it. Or even if they don't need it or feel or they just want to talk to somebody, we always just encourage to use our services.
And then everything for the Bob Murphy Access Center is also free. Okay. Well, with that, I think that's it. Edelou, is there anything else you want to say before we officially end?
No, I hope that this information was helpful and I hope your students come to our events. We definitely encourage them taking breaks and their mental well-being is very important as they navigate their time here at Cal State Long Beach.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining. It was really nice seeing you all, and I hope to see you some of you soon at orientation. Bye, y'all. Have a good day. And thank you, Adelou.